It is Sunday, March 21st, 2020, and welcome into the AM edition of the Early Edge powered by SportsLine. I am the coach, and I tell you what, are we happy today? You're damn right we're happy today. The last couple of days, we've on absolute fire when it comes to March Madness. 10-5 here on the show, just in the tournament picks, 16-7 overall. And guess what? The maestro, he wasn't on the show yesterday, but he sent in his pick. He was perfect. So we've got a winner today on our perfect parlay contest. How about at Gotham City 081 had Iona as his best bet or her best bet, coupled with the maestro being perfect. You just want a year-long subscription to SportsLine. Now, if you want to be a part of it too, go over to our YouTube page, leave a best bet in the comments section. If you win and one of our cappers goes perfect, then you will be eligible as well. Now, we love all of you for watching the Early Edge, but if you want to be sports all day long, you can't do any better than our partners at CBS Sports HQ. It's on all the time, streaming, your phone, your iPad, your connected TV. Think about what is just going on this month alone, this week alone. MLB spring training, you got the NBA, you got UFC 260, you got golf, you got NFL free agency. I could go on and on. CBS Sports HQ is your fix when you're not watching the Early Edge. But we got to get to our picks today. Let's bring in our cappers right now. And I love seeing these faces. First, right next to me is M Squared. Mikey, good morning.
Good morning, Coach. Ready for another full day of basketball, but don't forget we have some NASCAR, a little golf as well. A lot going on. Big time Sunday, fun day for me.
That is why we have two shows today, and the man who's back for both shows, you know he is our rock. He is our leader. He is the maestro. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, Coach. I'm still recovering from Texas, hurting my brackets, hurting my futures, but otherwise it's been a great weekend so far. Let's keep it going.
It was a lot of fun, though, to watch Abilene Christian celebrate. That's what March Madness is all about. History being made with so many upsets at the 13 seed or higher, which brings us to our storylines that could affect the betting lines today as we head in to the second round. M Square, let's start with you.
All right, busy NBA day, 10 games on the slate, starting with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Al Horford, Darius Blazley, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and George Hill are all out for this game with the Houston Rockets, while the Rockets have Christian Wood, John Wall, Victor Oladipo on the floor for maybe one of the first few times ever that they've had, so that'll be fun to see that game, as Houston is actually favored by 4 points in that one. Lonzo Ball, questionable for the Pelicans tonight. They're going to be taking on the Nuggets. Monty Morris, Gary Harris, both still out there. The Orlando Magic against Boston. Terrence Ross, Cole Anthony already ruled out. James Ennis, Michael Carter-Williams are both questionable. And then Detroit, they're dealing with a lot. There's going to be a lot of value there. Rodney McGruder, Diallo, Wayne Ellington, all three of those perimeter players are going to miss this game with the Bulls. And the Philadelphia 76ers. Ben Simmons was upgraded to probable yesterday, then was a late scratch or a scratch right before game time. He is questionable today, while Joel Embiid and Seth Curry remain out. On the other side of the ball, the New York Knicks, Emmanuel Quickley, Elf Payton, Mitchell Robinson, all questionable. Derrick Rose still out.
All right. Yeah, and even though Ben Simmons was out last night, it didn't affect our pick. We cashed the Sixers last night. No issues whatsoever, winning by more than 20. All right, Maestro, you've got some storylines as far as the NCAA tournament is concerned. What do you got?
Coach, you mentioned the upsets and history being made. Underdogs in the first round, 18-13 against the spread, but 11 outright upsets that included Abilene Christian, Ohio, Oral Roberts with some massive payouts. And according to Ralph Michaels, a guy I really respect, he dug into the numbers. Last 3 years, if you've been blindly betting underdogs coming into this tournament, so the numbers are even better now, 54.2% all underdogs, and now underdogs off a win, 57.1%. Obviously, every dog today and tomorrow will be an underdog off a win. You know, trends can regress, but those are interesting numbers to me.
Yeah, speaking of the word win, for those of you who listen to our audio version, if you want to win a year-long subscription, you have one final chance to do it today. Go to Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review. In that review, tell us who you think is going to win the national championship this year. And it could be anybody at this point. Leave your Twitter handle, and then tomorrow morning on the show, we're going to give away 5 year-long subscriptions to SportsLine, which is absolutely the simulations, the cappers, the analysis has been killing it. All right, let's get to our picks for today. We're going to start with the SportsLine Plays, plural, of the day. We're going to start in the NHL. We went 1-1 yesterday, but today we're going with the Panthers, plus 120 against the Lightning. 4 Eastern puck drop. The Panthers are the only team to beat the Lightning not once, but twice in regulation this season, and they're looking to make it 3 times today. They're also 3-1 on the road this year as an underdog. Our second play, we're going to the NBA. The Pelicans, plus 5.5 against the Nuggets. This is a play from our good friend Kyle Aikens at SportsLine. Now, New Orleans, they're on 2 days of rest. Last time they played was Thursday and lost to the Blazers. The Pelicans are 7-0 against the spread. 13 points a game on the road better with one day of rest or more coming off of a loss. We're riding the Pelicans plus 5.5 against the Nuggets today. Okay, what about our cappers boards? M squared, you know the drill, son. Give it to me.
All right, Coach, let's start with Texas Tech and Arkansas. I know this is going to be a really fun game to watch here. You can get Texas Tech minus 1.5 right now. I played it at -1 last night. If you're more comfortable on the money line, I'm fine with that as long as it's under minus 130, which is roughly where it should be in the market, depending on where you're shopping. I like this game here. It's a very big contrast of styles in terms of pace of play. Arkansas ranks 18th in the country in terms of pace, while the Texas Tech Red Raiders, they're going to be near the bottom, below 300th in the country here. I like that for Texas Tech. When it comes to a neutral site tournament game, I'm looking for slower pace, more control, better defensive team. Texas Tech rates 11th in the country in terms of defensive efficiency. The only reason that Arkansas could hang in this game here, and the reason why the line is where it is they do have a slight edge when it comes to rebounding, but I think Texas Tech is the better team. I like them here. I make this minus 2.4 in the simulations. I think the Big 12 has a big day, starting with Texas Tech here. Second game I like, Villanova, minus 5.5 against North Texas. North Texas is going to be one of the more trendy underdog plays of the day as they continue their 5-0 run, which they're obviously 5-0 against the spread here in postseason. I like Villanova. I know we always talk about Connor Gillespie being out. I just don't think that they have the talent to hang here. So these two teams are very, very similar in terms of pace of play. There are 357 Division I basketball teams there. North Texas rates 356th in terms of pace of play. Villanova at 300th or worse as well. It's going to be a slow defensive battle where I think ultimately the talent is going to win out and they're going to pull away here. 5.5 might look like a relatively big number considering the condition Villanova's in. As long as they make the free throws here, they win this game by 7. So lay it at minus 5.5, maybe even -5 at some places in the market. And then finally, NASCAR time, Kyle Busch plus 145 against Kevin Harvick. This is a William Hill play. This is really the only place you can get that line, but it's one that I absolutely love as I do think it's mispriced. These are the top 2 drivers, top 2 teams when it comes to intermediate tracks over the last 2 years. They're virtually identical in terms of top 10s, top 5s. Harvick has a slight edge in terms of wins there, but this should not be plus 145. Should be closer to plus 118 to plus 120. So give me Kyle Busch over Kevin Harvick.
Solid 3 plays there. We're okay coming off of North Texas. They already cashed us a future a week and a half ago thanks to the Zach attack, but it's their time to go home. Now, Maestro, I know it was killing you yesterday not to be on the show, not to be a part of all the winning that we were doing, but you're back today. What do you got?
All right, Coach. 2 plays today. First, it's an early game, and, Loyola's been amazing all season, holding basically every single team to 58 points or less. I think it's 18 of their last 19. But if you look at that game against Georgia Tech, they got 15 second chance points. That's how they won the game, 13 offensive rebounds, but that was because Tech didn't have Moses Wright, the big man. Well, Illinois has Kofi Coburn. They are not going to dominate the glass against Illinois. Illinois is so deep. It's not just Io and Coburn. It's, Curbelo and, Frazier and the 3-point shooter who's averaging, shooting 56% from deep, the nation's number 1 3-point shooter. Illinois has too much. I think Illinois' defense almost as good as Loyola. I'm laying 7 with the Illini. And then, we talked about underdogs and Oral Roberts, are they on a high? I don't think they're on a high and that they're not going to get ready for this game. I think this team, that's a Baylor assistant who's in charge of that team. Right after the game, he was saying, this doesn't really mean much unless we make it to the second weekend. They've got the talent. They only shot 36% and they beat Ohio State because they don't turn it over with the great guard play of Max Abmas. They're going against a Florida team that gave me my only loss of the day on Florida on Friday when they beat Virginia Tech in overtime. But their point guard Appleby, took an elbow to the face. It's a game time decision for him. But even if he plays, I think Oral Roberts hangs around 8.5, way too many points. Give me the Golden Eagles.
Rarely do you see a game where the seeds are so lopsided, but you say, you know what, that looks like the better team. And that's what you said about Oral Roberts against Ohio State on Friday. Okay, we're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is our recap. M-Squared is on Texas Tech -1.5 against Arkansas. Says he would be even comfortable playing it on the money line up to about -130 or so. Villanova, a lot of talent, very slow game, -5.5 over North Texas. Their run ends today. And then in NASCAR, Kyle Busch +145 if you can find it over Kevin Harvick in a head-to-head matchup. Then the Maestro. This is our Chiefs dog of the day. Oral Roberts +8.5 against the Gators from Florida. Then Illinois. They're the #1 seed. They will play like it today. -7 over Loyola of Chicago. And then our SportsLine plays of the day from the NHL. Panthers +120 against the Lightning. And then the Pelicans +5.5 against the Nuggets. Don't forget, we've got an afternoon show coming up today at 3:30 Eastern time with more picks for the nighttime games as we are all spread out all the way up to the 9 o'clock Eastern hour tonight. Thanks for rolling with us. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all these tickets. So far, over 66% we are cashing straight at the pay window for M-Squared, for Chief, for the Maestro, who's back today. For Greg, he went to Florida, and that's okay. Don't call me Gary, our producer. I am the coach. Let's go. Another day, and we love it. The only place for your daily early edge. Good luck.